Sounds good. Welcome, Realm family, to another episode of Wrestling with the Realm podcast. I'm Brian, one half of the power and glory of wrestling podcasts, and on the other side, he is the Hercules to my Paul Roma. He's my guy, Will. Will, what are we talking about?
Guys, life is hectic and we have some catching up to do. We understand. We don't even have a
Yeah.
SummerSlam for you guys. But me and Brian found some spare time, so we're back on the wheel. And I'm not even gonna spin the wheel, Brian, because we're
Oh,
kind of already a little behind. Just quick SummerSlam thoughts. What did you think?
I thought SummerSlam overall was good. It was a lot of fun to watch, but if you go through each match individually, some of them weren't that great. There was a lot of repetition, but I thought it was a fun event. I thought two nights actually worked, which kind of surprised me.
Yeah.
Um, I was just glad that we got a great Shockmaster moment of the night. I'll let you unveil that, Will. Like nobody's gonna know what that is. This is an easy one.
Well, what shocked me is how highly rated Lyra and Becky's match was at SummerSlam because I couldn't get over the fact that Becky she handcuffed Lyra. And during the scramble at one point, Lyra actually unhooks herself and then sits there and hooks herself back in. And, at the end of the day, is that a make or break on the match for me? Probably not, but dang, it was close, man. Because it's hard to get back into that big match feel after you had someone put themselves back into handcuffs and receive an even big whooping. So, Shockmaster moment of the night, easily.
It was an easy one, and the announcers said it. They were like, "Oh, she got free from the zip ties," and then they had to walk it back and go, "Oh, I guess we were mistaken. She didn't actually get out of that." And it's like, "Oh, don't,
No,
Lyra, we've been giving you so much credit, and she did a rookie mistake, but she's gonna learn from this that she needs to ad lib and." You have to go off script sometimes, especially in those moments, but she'll learn. I mean, we're just having a good laugh about it, but I definitely think it's something in the future you're not going to see her make that mistake.
no, probably not ever again. Usually, you just have to keep it rolling
Yeah.
and ad lib the rest of the match. So, definitely a funny moment there. But let's spin the wheel, Brian.
Let's go spin that wheel.
All right, what do we got? Hold on, it's still spinning. Oh my gosh, what a great one to start on. Brodus Clay and the Funkadactyls. What do you know about Brodus Clay and the Funkadactyls, Brian?
Brutus Clay is Tyrus, right?
Tyrus, yes,
Okay.
that's Brodus Clay.
So I know who Tyrus is, and I know in the NWA, Tyrus was the television champion and the heavyweight champion, and there's all kinds of crossover stuff there. So it was very shocking for me to see some of this older stuff with him dancing and what are they, the Funkadelics?
The Funkadactyls, yeah.
Oh my God. Why are they the Funkadactyls?
I
Because Vince was in charge?
Vince was in charge. Gosh, why am I blanking on the other Funkadactyl's name? It was Cameron, I want to say, and the other Funkadactyl was Naomi.
Oh,
Naomi was
really?
a Funkadactyl, yes, and would go out
Really?
with Brodus Clay and dance. That was their theme song. Oh my gosh, I'll take the copyright strike on our channel. Play it, play it one time.
Okay.
It was, we'll edit that one in, but man, what a legendary theme song. Just something from my childhood I wanted to reminisce on. Apparently, Tyrus was terrible in NWA, like an absolutely terrible wrestler. I watched a video on him and his NWA championship run. terrible stuff.
Yeah, I saw that too. Yeah.
I wanted to throw that one in there. We can go. We can spin the wheel again. That was just a quick little.
Well, hold on a second, because you said Naomi was one of the Funkadactyls.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
it was. She,
So,
yeah, there wasn't much character development from either one of the Funkadactyls throughout their time. They just accompanied him to the ring and they danced with him during the entrance, and then they would stay out for his matches. I mean, he didn't get enough TV time for there to be a story there. Um, they were part of the Divas division, so they
oh,
were,
okay, okay.
so they would have matches and stuff, but yeah, the Divas division was not to be noted of either really during that time, outside of AJ Lee and Nikki Bella.
So there was some Naomi news today with current events going on, and did you hear any of that?
I have heard that there's a potential
Hmm.
like something she's going to be off TV for a while.
Yeah, yeah, I saw that too, and I go, we just don't know anything anymore because of the Seth Rollins work, but it was great. They're really good when they do this kind of stuff, but now we're always going to wonder if it's a work. So I thought that that was interesting because everything feels like a work now. But I guess that's what I always say. Everything is a work until it's not. So,
Yeah, I guess we can talk a little bit about the
and it might
Seth.
be Meltzer who was saying it too.
Oh
So,
gosh,
yeah,
in one ear, out the other.
yeah, it's
Um,
that's a quick trip through Dave
yeah,
Meltzer.
we can talk a little bit about the Rollins cash in and kind of just the unpredictability and predictability of it almost. That's the only complaint I've really heard about it is that it was at the same time unpredictable but predictable because I think people are just crazy about fantasy
Yeah,
booking and they're willing to book the most insane things, and it happened one time. It is finally hit, and this was an absolutely crazy moment. I think it's iconic when he drops the crutches.
yeah,
That's gonna be one of the greatest moments in the history of professional wrestling. I mean, the amount of people that they fooled with that cash in was amazing. So credit to WWE for, it's crazy. Even with WWE Unreal, which we'll be doing a review on
yeah,
soon, that they can still find a way to surprise us. That so all credit to WWE in doing that. It was a phenomenal cash in. Some are saying the greatest of all time. I don't know. I really don't. It's definitely up there. The fact that he has two of the greatest cash ins of all time, though, pretty legendary stuff from
yeah.
Seth Rollins here. So, Brian, what were your thoughts?
I like that people think it was predictable and unpredictable at the same time. It was unpredictable because we kind of believed the injury because they played it so well. So a lot of us got worked. Then you have the flip side of it where those same people who got worked a little bit also go, yeah, but it could just all be a work. So there's still a part of you in that moment that's expecting his music to hit because you go, there's always that possibility. So it's predictable and unpredictable. And this one was one of those. It worked, but they got to be careful with that though, because you can get into a rut where you just become predictable, and they got to be real careful. Like they played it perfect this time. Um, they just, I hope that they can always keep it as clean because they don't want to get carried away with that. Because if you go too far, then you lose it again. So be careful.
Fine line they're on right now.
Yeah.
That's as close as I kind of want them to get to that because
Yeah.
it was very interesting. It makes all the Goldberg stuff feel, you know,
Yeah.
I I don't even know how to describe it. It's definitely weird now because what was Goldberg complaining about now? Because they didn't cut anything. That's
Right.
just how the match was supposed to go. And
Yeah.
it's funny because Dave Meltzer reported that they had to change the last 45 minutes of that show. So Dave Meltzer's getting
Right.
all sorts of shots on this podcast,
Yeah.
which is great. Well deserved for him.
Yeah.
Brian, let's head back to that wheel, see
Spin
what
that wheel.
hopefully, hopefully something a little bit more thought provoking than Brodus Clay.
Yeah. Big numbers, no whammies. Let's go.
Ooh, this is a good one. Brian, what is your dream match that never happened?
Never happened.
I
Oh
can get
boy.
started on this one.
Yeah, go ahead. You get us started because I got, boy, there's some that I think I can think of.
My mind floats on this one, and it has. I've thought about this in the past, especially as a kid growing up, but my mind just goes to Shawn Michaels versus AJ Styles.
Oh, okay.
And that it would just be a technical in-ring masterpiece. You're talking about two of the greatest to ever do it. And AJ Styles is one of my favorite wrestlers of all time, and so is Shawn Michaels. That match would be amazing. Another one that comes to mind is Roman Reigns and The Rock.
Yeah.
I think we've just been beating around the bush on that one, and I don't know it will ever happen now. I wonder what wrestling fans will think in 10 years if we never get Roman Reigns and The Rock and we substituted it for Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns. I wonder what
Ooh,
wrestling historians will think about that because that was a decision that was very much driven by the fans. And a huge Cody Rhodes fan here.
yeah.
He finished the story. Thought that was his moment and his time. But if we never get The Rock and Roman, I wonder if that will be a little bit more frowned upon in history. So,
I mean, you're not wrong. I think it all comes down to how we look at Cody's legacy down the road because that was the right story to do at that time, not Rock and Roman. I think there was a place and a time for Rock and Roman, and they could have had something this past year at WrestleMania, but we all know Dwayne didn't want to show up. So everything got thrown out. So who knows what could have been. So like I'm gonna stay away from the Rock and Roman Reigns thing because it still might happen.
yeah.
Um, the first one that comes to my mind is the match that we never got. We never got Shawn Michaels versus Marty Jannetty for the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania because Marty was one of the many times he got fired before that. And I think that might have been WrestleMania 9 with Tatanka where they swapped him out. And had the bogus finish because they didn't know what to do because it was supposed to be Marty and Shawn, I think. Um, we never got that because Marty couldn't help but being Marty Jannetty. And it was such a story that they were building to and just never got it. Then I go, the second one that I think of is we never got a proper Hogan versus Ric Flair when Ric Flair first came to WWF and won the Royal Rumble and won the championship that night because it was being awarded to the winner of the Royal Rumble. And that following WrestleMania, building up to WrestleMania, they just changed their mind. And that whole thing just got changed. And we never got a proper Hogan, Ric Flair feud, and part of that is a problem for me from a kid because I didn't buy Ric Flair. He was one of those WCW guys. Like it didn't feel like he was one of the big boys in the WWF. He was like JV, so I was kind of to blame because I was one of those fans that just didn't want to see it. And there was enough WWF fans that felt that way that we never got it. Um, And then thirdly, and this one I think you might agree, we never got a proper Hogan versus Earthquake WrestleMania main event for a championship.
100%.
We never got it,
100%.
and say his name and the Quake Shake shall appear. Ooh, get that Quake Shake on. That's our boy Earthquake.
Right.
We
That's right.
never we never got a proper end to that feud. That was like an epic feud. Quake came in, he was this monster, put Hogan on the shelf for a long time while he was out filming Suburban Commando or Mr. Nanny or whatever one it was, which eventually we'll review, guys. We think we're going to have a wrestling movie retrospective where we'll go from everything from the 1980s with Body Slam to Nacho Libre, the wrestler,
Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
yes.
there's a lot that we can do. So to even They Live, because it stars Roddy Piper, you know, we're gonna have a whole thing. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So stay tuned. It's what we call a tease in the business. Um, but speaking of teases, they teased us with Earthquake and Hogan. It
Yeah,
was this great feud. Everybody was invested in it. Earthquake was a monster, and it just they got to like SummerSlam, and that was kind of it. And they just moved along, and it felt so. It kind of sucked for Earthquake because he could have had a longer push if he would have got to WrestleMania with Hogan. You know, it just seemed like we never got that. I really wish that we would have. Um, we love Earthquake. We love Earthquake, and you know, Hogan was the guy in that era. So he was involved in all those main stories and he was that number one guy. So when you have this number one villain who takes him out, that feels like a WrestleMania build. It's very
yeah,
weird. You know, it's you know what they did to a better today? That's that same thing. Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes. It was almost that same type of a feud, but they did it so much better. I just think the way that the writers and everybody involved were able to have that story make sense and have it have a natural ending and a blow off match that made sense. Never had that with Hogan and Earthquake. It just kind of sputtered out. It was weird. There had to be money to be made there. It's weird.
yeah. As the wheel is spinning again, I want you guys to
Spinning away.
go and comment down below what your guys' dream match that never happened is, because that's what I'm interested to hear what you guys
Yeah.
think. Ryan, we got another interesting one. We're doing a little blue sky booking
Oh.
on the wheel. Who is gonna win the 2026 Women's Royal Rumble?
Ooh.
Brian, this is this is we're looking way in the future. I haven't even thought about who's gonna win between Vaquer and Naomi, but gosh,
First of all, taking us back to our roots with our very first
that's
episodes of Blue
right.
Sky Booking, Will.
Yep.
This is why Will's the master of the wheel. I can tell you who's going to win the 2026 Women's Royal Rumble, and I'd put money on it if I could. Liv Morgan will be winning the Royal Rumble in 2026. Hands down, for sure. Yeah, it's going to be great. I cannot wait for Liv to get back. So excited for that. I've missed her on TV, but they've been doing the right stuff with Roxanne, where this is all just going to be so good when she comes back. I'm very excited, but she's winning the Royal Rumble in 2026.
I that's a great answer. That's definitely someone that comes to mind for me. Just still believe we somehow get to Jade, Bianca, and Naomi somehow. I don't know how we get there, but man, I thought Jade was going over at
Yep.
SummerSlam,
She didn't.
and she didn't. And usually they like to
Nope.
make people wait, so I got Jade Cargill winning the Women's Royal Rumble. It could very well be Bianca, much safer play. Probably a much safer play for a crowd reaction, too. But man, it's hard to book out that long. Maybe a dark horse I could throw out there is if they want to keep rolling Stephanie Vaquer. They're obviously very much so pushing
Yeah.
her to the moon right now. That's a safe dark horse, but it's hard. We're in August. It's hard to predict what's going to happen and even who our champions are going to be in what when is the Rumble this year? January? They usually have the Rumble.
Yeah.
Man, I doubt Tiffany will have the belt still, but they're they're keeping it on her. A surprisingly long title run here for Tiffany Stratton.
Is this the Royal Rumble that's in Saudi Arabia?
It is. Yes, it is.
Liv Morgan's winning.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Liv Morgan is going to win. You're telling me if there's not a championship on Roxanne going into that Royal Rumble, that Liv's not winning that Royal Rumble? I know this
Oh,
is wishful thinking. I'm a Liv homer.
No, 100% if there is a belt on Roxanne. Yeah. I wonder how far that storyline will go and if they would put titles on that storyline or are
That's a
they
good question.
yeah, I wonder if they're viewing it as a mid-card storyline because obviously they're
Yeah,
pushing they have such faith in Roxanne. Because to pick up all the Liv Morgan spots and
yeah,
matches and storylines, like you have to have faith in that person.
yeah.
And they pulled her up in the storyline for that reason. So I do believe it has the wind to go the distance and be a main event feud. But you never
Mm,
know. Sometimes it's tough to break through with the Rhea Ripleys, the Io Skies,
yeah.
Naomi's there, Tiffany's
Mm.
there, Jade's there. But, Liv's obviously been great with the belt when she has it. So,
Damn, Will, you talked me back. You're
no,
right.
I don't want to talk you back. I
You're
don't
right.
want to.
Hey, you made a lot of good points. You made a good point that do you need to put a title on this feud? You're going to sell tickets for this without having to use one of your title storylines for it.
No, that's what
It's
I think.
like Jake the Snake and Rick the Model Martel. You don't need a belt in that feud. Everybody's already jacked up for it. So no, you're kind of right with that. Why would you use a title story when you have a logjam at the top? You're probably right.
Yeah, they usually need those recently for anything to do with, like, even Rhea has weirdly been kind of hated with the fans that obviously
Yeah.
the IWC, but like anything with the title has to do with Rhea. So, and I doubt she's out of the title picture at WrestleMania. That would definitely be a strange move by them. Same with Bianca. So it's just
Yeah.
tough for these people. I would love them to use the women's US title for this feud. I know it's on SmackDown, but move the feud over. Nothing is happening or has happened with that belt. And they could use the women's IC championship if we're definitely towards the end of the
Hmm.
Becky Lyra
Yeah.
storyline. And Roxanne can easily be a challenger for Bailey if she were to beat Becky because Roxanne and Bailey already have that storyline that they
Right.
were pushing at Elimination Chamber. Even it was gonna be at WrestleMania, but they pulled Bailey from the card for some weird reason. So definitely a lot of different things you can
Hmm.
do in the women's division in the future. It's definitely interesting that three of the titles are in such a I don't know if I want to throw Tiffany's belt in there, but definitely Naomi and Becky, the Raw women's division is definitely in like a healthy place right now.
Yeah.
And I think Tiffany and Jade is interesting enough and they're doing and their match was fine and I think they're in a good spot there, but man, Julia, they're just not giving her anything. It's so strange. They're not giving her mm, like they gave her the one match against Selena, but there is
Yeah.
no feud being built ever. There's no screen time put aside for this title. It's so strange.
I got a question for you.
Sure.
And we're getting off the beaten track here, but that's what the fun of the wheels about the
Right.
topic wheel is. We can go wherever we want. Speaking of the championship belts, I had this thought the other day, and I wanted to run it by you because I don't know how I feel about it. So John Cena was talking about taking that championship and leaving, and then the World Heavyweight Championship that Seth Rollins has right now, that's the championship. I believe he said that almost verbatim at one point. And I thought to myself, what if they did that? What if they did take that undisputed championship, eliminated it, and retired it, and there's one men's world championship, and then you have the US championship and the IC championship on the respective brands. So now you have top guys can go on either show for the one championship while still having your brand specific belt. Like, do you think that would elevate the lower to mid card? Because now that mid card championship is the only other thing you can get. You're literally the person, like, it basically takes it back to how it used to be with the IC championship and the heavyweight championship. You knew that one was the stepping stone to the next. That was it. So you had to battle to get to that stepping stone one before you could ever get to the next level. Like, I don't know. I was just thinking if that would I would kind of like that. I feel like that would clean up a lot of the mess they get into where you have the vision. What are they? The visionaries? The vision?
I don't know what they're exactly called. Gosh, Paul Heyman has a new nickname, I think.
Yeah, he's the Oracle.
Yeah, I thought the whole collective was like just called the Oracle, but apparently I don't know what they are.
Because I'm like the
Seth
vision.
Rollins,
I'm like the
yeah,
Visionaries was the name of Rick Martel's team in Survivor Series against Jake Roberts. I'm
they're the
like,
visionaries,
like
man.
that's kind of cool.
Yeah,
But
that is cool callback too.
you got yeah, but you got their group with Paul Heyman and Seth Rollins even said the other night, he said, I'm the undisputed champion. And I'm like, you're not the undisputed champion. You got that one. Why are you using different lingo to describe your championship? Because you have that group that are supposed to be like the ultimate heels, but then what's going on with Cody's belt? It was just with him and John Cena, but there was never any real feud or story that's been built around that. It seems like since Cody won it. So like, who are the real bad and who aren't? Because we're supposed to think that the belt that Cody has is the one you really want. So it gets a little confusing because it feels like they're trying to tell such a good story with the visionaries, if that's right.
I like it.
Um, but it makes them always feel second fiddle to what's going on with Cody and whoever he's battling because that championship is supposed to be not as good as the undisputed. So I don't know. Maybe it's just something that bothers me, but what do you think if they were to eliminate one?
I don't hate the idea, and I think more importantly than making the championship feel more important or one championship or the mid card ones, it makes main event feuds between guys like I don't know, what do I want to reference here? Because CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre came to mind, but that felt personal. That was a
Huh?
blood feud. But man, it would make me, feel like a Brock Lesnar versus John Cena could main event a pay per view and not just Cody.
Yeah,
It makes me feel like there's other things and these other feuds in the main event mean more, if that makes sense,
yeah,
because it's not two like the two titles, and then those are the other guys that aren't fighting for those two titles are in limbo, just kind of trying to
right,
stay relevant. No, you can build actual feuds and it can lead to them eventually getting title shots down the line, which is something we really don't often see. We
right,
see all of a sudden there's a number one contenders match between all the guys in limbo
right,
and have a clear pecking order who is up next in line because they
right.
beat so and so, and these feuds can mean more then. And like you said with the mid card titles, it puts more emphasis on that's the stepping stone.
Yeah.
So you talked me in. You talked me
Oh,
in.
good.
It'd
Right.
be weird for John Cena to be because by the way, weirdest face turn of all time.
It is.
It makes the heel turn so pointless. It makes it so pointless. Screw Dwayne, screw Travis Scott.
Yep.
Just terrible, terrible booking. Just for some views. You ruined 4 months of the retirement tour. Sorry, I wasn't a fan. I'm gonna be the first to say I'm rocking the shirt.
Yeah.
Love the man. Love him. Like one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. It was not good. It wasn't. The R Truth stuff was the most interesting
Yeah.
stuff. And then all of a sudden, R Truth is just truth again. We
Yeah.
just dropped the whole Ron
Yep.
Killings thing.
Yeah, I'm pretty bummed out about that.
I was so bummed by that. So bummed. It was such a cool storyline.
It was.
Yeah.
It was
quick
the one thing that made the John Cena heel turn feel something.
feel like something. It made it feel
Yeah.
like, it was the fans versus John.
Yes.
The Randy stuff was just nostalgic.
Yep.
So was the Punk stuff, and we just ran it in reverse this time, and we didn't have to.
Yeah.
Best example of that, Cody and John.
Yeah.
That was an amazing match at
It was a great
SummerSlam.
match.
Yeah, and that completely took me off the point of wherever I was going, but that just really frustrated me.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. I had to get that off my chest. I had to get it off my chest now. Where was I? Do you even remember where I
You
was?
you guys remember where this man was when John Cena turned heel? He was shirtless running through his kitchen yelling.
This shirt on. I was his. What a terrible decision. What a terrible call. I was so mad. And now in retrospective, it was a terrible call. I think everyone can agree
Yeah.
on that. And yeah, oh, I was talking about how it was just such a weird heel turn.
Yeah.
And words are tough sometimes, guys. Yeah, man. I that This is why the wheel sometimes needs to provide some structure because I was all over the place there, but had to get that John Cena rant off my chest because I felt like me and Brian, we haven't seen each other in a
Yeah.
while. Life's been crazy. We've both been gone. And I had to tell someone that I did not like that he just randomly turned
It
face.
is. It was so, it was one of the most like underwhelming giving up moments by creative ever. It was
Yeah,
just like, yeah, this sucked. I'm back. And it's like they couldn't fight the fans anymore on this one. The fans were not going to boo him no matter what you did. So just throw in the towel and stop. I mean, and then they tried to keep that Cody Rhodes turning heel ember glowing still by getting the more aggressive side out of him. But then at the end of it, still having him remain a face and John be a face, which is fine, which again would have made this whole thing feel a lot, it would have felt a lot more natural if The Rock and Travis Scott, if Dwayne and Travis Scott were never involved and
never.
John Cena just did something heelish in their WrestleMania match and used the championship to knock out Cody or give him a low blow behind the referee's back, beat him, be a heel, and then get to this point at SummerSlam where Cody's brought him back and he sees that he was wrong for just trying to win that last championship because he didn't think that he could. Like there was a story to be told there. They just didn't tell it and they got out of it quick and just dropped it and kudos to the fans because everybody just went, "Yeah, we agree. It's a mulligan. We'll just act like it didn't happen."
Yeah, it's been hard for me to jump back in with us just being like, yeah, the last 4 months didn't happen. Things have
Yes.
been rough, but
Yeah.
there's one person I'm willing to do it for. It's
Yeah.
John Cena. It's the most wild thing. Professional wrestling is crazy, guys.
Yeah.
It's a one of one thing to watch every once in a while.
It really is.
And between that and everything that's happening with the World Heavyweight Championship, sometimes I wish there was one title just
Yeah.
to all the chaos can be one thing together, everyone fighting for the same prize,
Yep.
not one person going for the A title and the other group is going for the B.
Yep.
So, hey, what are you gonna do though? I doubt they take both away because
Yeah.
matches, the more PLEs,
Yep. Two
more
nights.
you see they're making us pay $30 for this.
Oh.
Terrible. Terrible.
Mm.
I I'm not listen, I don't know if I'm doing that. I don't know. I'm I,
2026 is going to be an interesting year.
I know. I I don't know if I'm paying $30 to watch Damian Priest wrestle at Backlash.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I can't
oh,
I can't do it. I listen, I've seen Brock Lesnar versus John Cena before. The matches are not not go go rave about. I don't need that. Uh guys, it was a blast getting back on here
Yeah,
talking with
these are
y'all.
fun.
Go check out the TikTok, subscribe to the YouTube, leave a like, comment your favorite match
Yeah.
that never happened down below. I'm Will. Oh, that's my guy, Brian. He's over there. And we love you guys, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.
Good job, guys.
Oh, how you
My
doing?
throat soother's tea.
Oh, yeah.
I got something going on, so I'm a little hoarse.
Oh, you do. Oh my gosh, dude, it's been so long. I'm doing the thing again. I'm doing the thing. I'm
You got to
doing
get used to it again.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, dude. So when we were in Vegas, we went to a trying to think where it was at. Might have been at Caesars. I think it was at Caesars. It was like their food court.
Hmm.
And I got a fried bologna sandwich, and the dude who was at the counter like saw my hat, and he was like, "You do a podcast?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "What's it called? What's it about?" He like wrote it down. He was very enthusiastic.
Dude, that's I think, gosh, I'm still, there we go. Okay, I'm good. I'm good, man. It's been a while, guys, if you
It
can't
has
tell.
been a while. Yeah. It's summertime.
I know,
Summertime, man.
but
We
I
work
would
at a
say,
school, so summertime is fun time.
that's right. When I was in Nashville, I got a fried bologna sandwich.
Oh,
Pretty
did you
good.
really?
Yeah, that was the whole point of saying that. But yeah, I got a fried bologna sandwich.
Did it have like mustard on it? Like a
Yep.
mustard spread? It did. Okay, yeah, that's how mine was.
Yeah,
It's
good
pretty
stuff.
good.
Fried bologna.
Yeah.
Two
I
thumbs
don't know
up.
if I'd get it every time,
No, I wouldn't
but
either.
it was good.
Yeah, it was. Yep. That was our first wheel spin, guys. Fried bologna sandwiches. Double thumbs up.
Two thumbs up.